Hello, hello! Gorgeous humans of the interwebs, welcome to eSpot Live. I am your host, Ellie. This is my co-host slash emotional support duck, the beloved Rodney. Happy Monday! We already had people shouting out in the chat, happy Monday, so thank you for that, Panda. It is indeed a Monday, is it not? And the Monday after a holiday, I don't know. I feel like I'm still in a food coma. I didn't even mean to go into a food coma. Like, I didn't have any fancy plans. There was no, like, special meal. I just kind of decided to try something a little bit new. And so I ordered from a place I haven't ordered from before. And they have a minimum for, like, delivery. That's kind of usual, right? And it wasn't a horrendous minimum by any means. I think it was like $20. So I got what I wanted, and then I had to keep ordering all these sides to kind of meet that minimum. And I'm like, well, since I'm just trying this, I'll try something new. It was an insane amount of food, guys. I was thinking, like, with the prices, these were gonna be tiny, dinky little sides. Like, one of the sides was a literal pound of grilled mushrooms. Like, I'm not over-exaggerating. I misread it. I thought it was, like, it was a full pound. I'm not complaining. I love me some grilled mushrooms. I got, like, 3 days worth of food. And I'm still recovering from that food coma. We've got Wolf in the chat. We've got Silly and Panda. Welcome! I'm sorry that you're allergic to mushrooms. They're delicious. Well, I think they're one of those foods that you either, like, really, really like or really don't. I just happen to like them. And aren't they slimy? It depends on how they're cooked. These ones weren't. They were nice and, like... They were just really good. But either way, you know, if you're allergic, then it doesn't really work for you. I'm allergic to tomatoes, which is a weird thing to have an allergy to. So I feel that just kind of like, ew, I want nothing to do with it. I started this episode completely sidetracked. If you happen to be tuning in for the first time, this is me. eSpot Live is a show where I talk about some news topics related to the entertainment industry, and I babble about them, and we have a lot of fun in the chat. Speaking of which, Silly agrees with Wolf that mushrooms are gross. Fungus among us. I love puns. They're delicious. Yeah, I don't know. To each their own. More for me. Like, if I order me a full-on pound of mushrooms and you guys don't eat them, then that means I get more mushrooms. So, we're good. Panda's also mentioning they know someone allergic to chocolate, and that is very sad. Okay, am I the only one who appreciates mushrooms in this chat? I feel like, I don't know, special, I guess. I feel right. But that's nothing new. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, Wolf. Wolf is gifting subs to people. I appreciate that so much. Bits and subs and everything else. Thank you. That's amazing. Like I said, I'm starting this sidetracked, apparently. The food coma, I'm telling y'all. It's legit. Disclaimers. That's what I haven't gotten to yet. Actually, I think the disclaimers is just that apparently I'm a scatterbrain because food, and I like food. Because my internet seems to be working correctly today. I'm gonna emphasize the seems to be because, knock on wood, I feel like every time I say that it's going perfectly, it doesn't. So let me know in the chat, as always, if anything goes a bit wonky, and I'll do my best to adjust it on my end if I can. Other than that, I'm gonna jump right in, I think. Jump right in, like I haven't just spent 5 minutes talking about mushrooms. It's a good day. I hope y'all had a brilliant holiday weekend. Yeah. Also, we've got a conversation in the chat going about subbing, or gifting subs, not subbing gifts. Completely different topic. Panda threw out a pro tip that I'm going to read aloud because I didn't know this, so good for everyone else. If you're trying to gift a sub to a specific person, you can click their username or type it. Good to know. I'm still getting used to this whole Twitch thing, so I'm always learning new things. And shameless plug here, as I've launched my own, it's my own Twitch channel. It's really, really nice to be learning all of this stuff for when I'm running my own. Also, there's another gifted sub. Thank you guys so much. This is amazing. Just all of the gifted subs. It's a good day, man. You guys know how to turn around a Monday from just Mondays to... What's a hype train? Okay, so since I'm learning about this, Panda said we're close to a hype train, yo. I'm not sure what a hype train is. But apparently we need, I don't know, bits or something for it. Somebody should let me know in the chat what a hype train is. And or, you know, let's see if we can get to a hype train, because it sounds exciting. I like hype. I like trains. I love seeing everybody gifting subs to each other. So that's fun. Panda's saying, so a hype train starts where a lot of support comes into the channel. It can give us extra attention. That's really, really cool. That's amazing. And Panda got their first hype train the other day on their channel. Cool beans. This is super exciting. I cried on stream. It was great. Oh, Panda. Silly saying, I'm also new to Twitch and I feel like I need an urban dictionary for Twitch terms. For real, though. Like, I do that actually all the time when I'm kind of researching for getting ready to talk about the topics. I'm constantly having to Google things that I wouldn't expect to have to look up. Like, obviously there's pronunciation, which never helps me anyways, because it just always leaves my brain as soon as I'm, like, on camera and getting nervous. But then also just like blanket terminology that I feel like everyone else on the internet knows. But this is fun. I'm super excited. We'll see what happens. If we get thrown into a hype train or not. We've got like 45 seconds. I don't know what any of this really means. I don't think I can do anything on my end though, because I'm the one streaming. Panda's just gifting subs to everyone. This is fantastic. It doesn't look like it. I don't know what's happening. I'm getting so sidetracked by this. Hopefully this is exciting for people. But it looks like it has to be multiple people in the chat doing it at once in order to launch into the hype train. I think we missed it, but that was exciting while it lasted. This is really cool. I'm learning a lot. There's some gifted subs. We'll get to it another time, as Panda says. We'll get there. Awesome start to the week, though. We've got gifted subs to Panda and TNT Husky and Silly. Yeah, really exciting stuff going on. I'm learning about Twitch and stuff. All right, I feel like I've been, you know, distracted for a solid 10 minutes, and while that's not necessarily unusual, that's a little bit much even for me. So I'm gonna try to jump into the topics, but I'm not upset by this turn of events. This is awesome. Cool. Anywho, first thing to chat about today that's actually related to entertainment news topics is Demon's Souls, which is kind of just a fantastic way to start out. I feel like, it's not, again, some of the things I get to talk about, because I'm learning about all of this as I go, I don't necessarily expect. But yeah, we're going to chat about Demon's Souls for a particular chunk of time. Specifically, a vinyl set that's been revealed for a soundtrack, which I love. So Demon's Soul is on PS5. It's got an incredible amount of updates to make it feel like a brand new experience, and more eyes are coming onto this brutally unforgiving game experience that launched an epic line of gaming experiences altogether with Dark Souls and Bloodborne. So any of you who have been just itching for even more Demon's Souls goodness, the game's original soundtrack is coming to vinyl for a limited time. So if this is something that you're into, now's the time to look into it and get one for yourself. Pre-orders are available right now. If you're into vinyl, if you're into those limited edition collections, this is, I think, really, really cool. Milan Records has announced the first ever vinyl release for the original Demon's Soul soundtrack, centering around the album of music from the PlayStation 5 remake from composer Shunsuke Kida. If you've played Demon's Soul, then you already know about the music. If you have not, the music from this game is hauntingly beautiful. It's really, really cool representation of the detailed lore behind the world. A lot of effort went into it. I am a nerd about many, many things, as you guys obviously know. One of them is music. I studied music for a period of time, a very, very long time ago, but it stuck with me. I adore music, and there's so much that you can do with it. A good soundtrack can make or break a story, whether it's in game form, movie, TV, whatever. A good soundtrack, I feel like, is something that you might not even notice the first time you're going through a story. But you would definitely notice if it wasn't perfect. So I adore things like this. I think it's super, super cool. The music is absolutely beautiful. You know, this collection is going to be great for anyone who's a collector of vinyl. It's going to be great for anyone who's a fan of Demon's Souls. There's also going to be several variants to choose from. So we don't know all of the variants yet. They haven't been revealed at the time. But some of them have been confirmed. So Milan Records did confirm that Mondo, Light in the Attic Records, Newberry Comics, Channel 3 Records, and Black Screen Records are included in this. Those variants will be available at a later time. You can pre-order a variant of the Demon's Soul vinyl set through Amazon right now. And then the full set is expected to release on June 18th. Though if that's going to be like a blanketed launch across all variants, we don't know quite yet. Remains to be seen. So as news comes out, obviously I will be sharing it with you guys and talking about it a bit. I'm curious, does anybody in the chat listen to vinyl records? Because I feel like, I've always had an interest in them, but I always kind of thought that it was strange that a lot of kind of limited edition launches included vinyls, because I'm like, they're not that common. And then I moved where I currently live, and not only does my roommate have a record player, but a lot of people I know do. I'm like, maybe I just wasn't around enough hipsters. Silly's got records. That's really, really cool. At least 50, probably more. I'm obsessed with vinyl. Okay, see, that's awesome. I really do think that there's like a niche audience for this that's larger than I originally realized. Panda says, I love vinyls, but don't have a player to listen to them on, so I don't have any yet. That's the spirit. It's like I said, it's far more common, even amongst my generation, than I initially realized. I didn't know a lot about a lot of things. I'm learning a lot. It's really, really cool. But there is something just absolutely beautiful about the whole experience of listening to a record. And that sounds super cheesy, but I mean this seriously. It's different than just kind of blasting a playlist on Bluetooth or something. It's like, I don't know. It just feels different. It's a different experience, and it's a fun one. And I am never one to say that one experience is better than another when you can have both. So I'm not even necessarily vinyl over anything else. I adore that it's an experience that can be had. It makes for some, like I said, excellent collectibles. It's just, it's one of those things that I appreciate. I appreciate nerding in all ways, shapes, and forms. And I feel like vinyl nerds are nerds that are adjacent to me, because I'm that music nerd and other things, but I don't have as much experience with vinyl. But I just adore people who are really, really hyped and amped about vinyl. So, yeah, we're gonna get along. Silly says, it helps having older parents that got me into it. Vinyl has more character. I've heard that. I think, yeah, like I said, it's just a different fun experience. So, Silly, I don't know if you play Demon's Souls, but limited edition vinyl. Check it out. And then Silly says, I mean, I listen to Amazon Prime in the car. I'm not so hipster to have installed a record player in it. That's what I mean about appreciating both. Like, there's value in both experiences. You don't necessarily need to be all or nothing, but you can be. I don't know why I'm just kind of like dancing around all the things. Moving right along. Been chatting about vinyl for a bit. Next up is a little bit of an update on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. So the next part has actually officially been confirmed, which is super exciting for fans who have been waiting. Really, the wait, it's been quite a long wait for new news on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. But now we officially know that David Production will be working on Season 6. The title of that season is Stone Ocean. It follows Jolene Kujo, daughter of the one and only Jotaro Kujo. And various JoJo's Bizarre Adventure platforms have been teasing this as the biggest event in the franchise's history. So that's super, super exciting. Last time we saw anything from the JoJo universe was the recently released spin-off movie, Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, which focused on the mangaka from Diamond is Unbreakable and his stand Heaven's Door. Before that, we followed the adventures of Giorno Giovanna and his gang as they tried to take down Italy's criminal underworld in Golden Wyn. The anime launched in October 2018. The Stone Ocean manga launched in January of 2000 as part of Weekly Shonen Jump. This season will be set in Florida in 2011, so a lot of time jumps going on here. Jolene Kujo is framed for murder, which, I mean, it's set in Florida, so that already makes sense. I'm tracking with that. And ends up in Green Dolphin Street jail. However, her father, Jotaro, uncovers that she was framed by a disciple of none other than Dio himself and urges her to break out. As with all things JoJo, Stone Ocean is littered with ridiculous stands, which have musical references. So there's Foo Fighters, Kiss, Marilyn Manson, The Debt Collector, Diver Down, Weather Report, and Bohemian Rhapsody. Those are only some of the names of the stands, so all of these Easter eggs sprinkled in there. And let's not even get into what they can actually do. This announcement was made via the official JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Twitter handle and website. A teaser video for the new season was released. It recapped the previous 5 seasons of the legendary anime before revealing part 6, Stone Ocean, and its protagonist, Jolene Kujo. She will be voiced by Ai Faruz, who even gave us a sample of the iconic catchphrase Jolene picked up from her father, "Yada yada daze." You may recognize her voice as Fina from Fire Emblem Heroes and Fiorito from Grand Blue Fantasy. Stone Ocean is the last season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that takes place in what is considered the traditional universe. So the next 2 parts, Steel Ball Run and JoJo Leon, take place in an alternate universe with characters and stands being crossed over with one another to create a mixed bag of the JoJo universe we've seen so far. That was a whole bunch of tongue twisters for me for some reason. But yeah, super exciting news for people who've been looking forward to that. J-Man's in the chat. Hello, hello, welcome. I'm a little bit confused by the emojis. Mostly because I don't think I can see them. That's okay. Welcome. Good to see you in the chat. But yeah, so for people who have been waiting for kind of an update on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, there you go. New season coming out soon. Very exciting stuff. Next up to chat about today is another thing that keeps throwing me off. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time, even with, like I said, practicing pronunciation. MLB, the show 21. Why is that difficult for me to say? I don't know. It's very common, MLB, but I always want to mix up the letters in different orders. So this is a sports game for those of you who, like myself, aren't as familiar with that kind of realm of gaming. What's super exciting is it's launching on Xbox, specifically Xbox's Game Pass, and it's launching on day 1. So, MLB The Show 21, developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment's San Diego studio, will launch on Xbox Game Pass on April 20th, which is its release day. Major League Baseball and Microsoft announced the news on Friday via the Xbox Wire. So Xbox Game Pass subscribers will have instant access to MLB The Show 21 on April 20th on both Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers can play the game on Android devices via the cloud on that date as well. The game has cross-platform play in progress, which means that players can easily switch which device they're playing on, which is super, super cool. MLB Senior Vice President of Games and VR, Jamie Lease, is quoted as saying, "As we said from the beginning, this is an incredible moment for all of us, and bringing the franchise to more players and baseball fans is something we at MLB, MLB Players Inc., and Xbox are all excited about." It was kind of surprising when we first learned that the formerly PlayStation exclusive baseball sim would be launching on Microsoft's consoles. That makes this the first simulation quality game to launch on Xbox since Major League Baseball 2K13. Now, Xbox Game Pass is easily the best deal for gaming, in specifically for sports fans, because it has most of the major franchise titles, including NBA 2K, Madden NFL, Football Manager, FIFA, and NHL. Electronic Arts sports games are part of EA Play, which comes with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate as well. So all of the game shows, sports games, there we go, are available on Xbox now, which is super, super cool. So again, MLB The Show 21 launching April 20th on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and also now Xbox One and Xbox Series X. Again, everything about that was a tongue twister. X's and S's and MLB's and letters. All of the letters. I don't know why they're difficult to say. That'd be something that I think would be kind of interesting for me. I haven't been the hugest sports fan. Though I love talking to sports fans to explain to them that they're nerds, because I feel like it scares them a little bit. Especially when I'm brought back to an Uber ride from years ago where the Uber driver was decked out in full, like, jersey, a little bit of face paint, some sort of game day, who's super excited about it, and I was in the backseat nerding out about my favorite actor at the time. And he was like, it's kind of creepy that you know all the movies they've been in. And I was like, really? What? The number on the back of your jersey, what's that mean? And he starts talking about this specific player, and I'm like, what are their stats? And he starts listing all their stats, and I was like, how is that any different from me nerding out over this movie? And he just, like, the look on his face, I blew his mind, and I was like, you're a nerd! And it's a good thing. Get excited about things. I love stuff like that. So I'm really, really curious. As I'm learning more and more about video games, I wonder if this is something that I would enjoy. I love branching out and trying new things. And I have never tried a sports game. So that's something that I'm a little bit interested in. But alas, I'm going to move on because the next topic is about food. And if you missed it, I spent the first 5 or so minutes of eSpot Live today getting distracted by talking about food. So this is the topic I can really click with. So a cooking YouTuber has recently recreated food from the Monster Hunter series. If you are familiar with YouTube series Binging with Babish, you will already know that it's known for its entertaining videos about recreating the food people eat in TV shows and movies. He's done Jake's Perfect Sandwich from Adventure Time, the $5 Shake from Pulp Fiction, Ratatouille from Ratatouille. He's tackled all sorts of challenges. The latest one, Babish took on the Chef's Choice Platter from Monster Hunter World. So, in-game, the Meowscular chef whips the platter up from really whatever ingredients are available, and it ends up coming out as this huge meal of meat skewers, sausages, there's some kind of seafood paella. I didn't say that word right, that's okay. There's a roast. It's a very, very meaty, protein-filled dish. Given the vagueness of the actual specific ingredients, Babish is able to kind of take some liberties and takes a free hand with his interpretation. He makes his with sirloin, pork sausages, Thai curry mussels, a fermented pineapple drink called Tapachi to go with it. Honestly, just once we're done here, because I don't want to scare people away, but check it out, because it's, my mouth is literally watering right now, guys. I'm not even kidding, I'm just like, oh, food. Babish is not the only YouTube chef to attempt the Chef's Choice platter in real life. Philip and Ina of the Fina channel are also amongst others who have tried it. Again, if you just like watching that kind of food channel, check it out because it looks amazing. Both versions look like plenty enough to give you health and stamina once you get over that food coma. Binging with Babish also has videos on recreating the cake from Portal, which I will have to check out once I finish playing through Portal. He's got Skyrim sweet rolls, bear stew from Red Dead Redemption 2, and glazed pork chops from a recipe on an Apex Legends loading screen. If you want to really just fall down a YouTube hole for the rest of the day and be hungry, I have to be eating while watching these kinds of things. I'm not even kidding. I will get hangry if I just watch people make food and not eat. I also have a bad habit where I sometimes forget to eat, so I'll be watching something, get into it, and then just miss a meal, and then, why am I hangry right now? Oh yeah. So, if you're like me at all, grab some food and sit down, just go down the rabbit hole that is Binging with Babish. It's excellent. Yeah, fun stuff there. Also, catching up with the chat really quick, Panda says if you've not played the game, as in Monster Hunter series, the chef is actually a cat, which is the meowscular thing in there. Punny. It's punny. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And then Panda says, I watched the video like 5 times yesterday. I went down a rabbit hole and started watching other videos as well. I watched one that was what is it? It's like the double battered, deep fried, triple or quadruple burger, Krabby Patty, something or other from SpongeBob. I said that entirely wrong. It's on a stick with mayonnaise. That's also an excellent video. That was one of the shorter ones, so I had to kind of like curb my distraction at least a little bit. Wolf's back! Yay! Sewer line fixer here to fix stuff. That's a good thing. Good. It's a good thing. A sewer line fixer. Is that a plumber? I love that title. I want to be a sewer line fixer when I grow up. I'm sure it pays well. Better than what I do. But yes. Food series. Binging with Babish. Check it out. A lot of fun. Since I've now worked myself up to a solid drool, I think this is a perfect time to transition to our regularly scheduled water break. This is the time in eSpot Live where I encourage everyone to drink some water to hydrate. Just drinks in general are great. I love everybody rum, Wolf in the chat, rum, tea. We have people always say Coca-Cola, chalky milk. I haven't seen Jedi Roxy in a minute, but shout out. All of those beverages are good. I'm not knocking anything, but your body needs water. Love your kidneys. Drink some water. I will be right back. I'm back, and I'm hydrated. Hopefully you guys are too, and I have a question. This today in particular has just given me all of the words that I don't know how to say. So, for My Hero Academia fans, how do you say that? Because I looked it up. This is one of few things that I've seen bits of. The English dub. But I still don't know how to say it, because I in my research, I found that some people say academia, and some people say academia, and I genuinely don't know how it's meant to be pronounced. Like, obviously, the source material is not English, which causes confusion, but I never know. So then, when you translate it to English, do you say it, like, as an American, would I say the Americanified version, which I think would be academia, or academia, or I don't know. I want opinions. Anybody who has an opinion. I'm really, really curious. So let me know in the chat if you would say My Hero Academia, or Academia, or how you would pronounce that, because I'm just super curious. And while I'm mulling that over, let's chat Deadpool, because those are connected. They actually are. Deadpool has officially met All Might in an absolutely phenomenally heroic crossover event that no one saw coming. Or maybe people did. I certainly didn't see it coming. Deadpool's one of those heroes that you cannot help but love. He has shown his respect for other working heroes in his own way. Ahead of... Sorry, I got distracted by the chat really quick. Silly says, I would pronounce it Shrek, because that's my true hero. That's one take on it. I'm just gonna call it My Hero Shrek now. No, I'm kidding. That's kind of fantastic. Anyways, focusing back on the topic at hand. So ahead of Deadpool's debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Deadpool is enjoyed some time in Japan with an all-new manga project, and a recent chapter made dreams come true for My Hero Academia fans, because there's an official crossover now. Which is crazy. So, the crossover is kind of perfect for fans of really anything in this realm. If you're a fan of MCU, if you're a fan of Deadpool, if you're a fan of manga or My Hero Academia, the whole thing's kind of fantastic. It just makes my heart happy. So, the ordeal went down very recently with My Hero Academia popped into Deadpool Samurai really out of nowhere. The manga, which is actually one of Marvel's most read comics this year, saw Deadpool wedge himself in a very tough place. The hero came face to face with Thanos, who took delight in smacking down the mercenary, and no one could really stand up to Thanos to help. So eventually, Deadpool decided it was time to call in Captain Marvel for an assist, but he messaged the wrong person. Instead, the text went to All Might, and the hero came flying over. The symbol of peace laid out Thanos with a single Detroit smash to the face, and All Might rescues Deadpool in his arms with his familiar cry. So Deadpool Samurai has made dreams a reality with this little note. So all is well with the comic. My Hero Academia fans are absolutely loving this crossover. And it gets even better with some behind-the-scenes tidbits, because the creator of My Hero Academia actually drew All Might for this crossover. So there's just so much geeking out going on behind the scenes for readers of the comics, all of the above. I adore unexpected crossovers. I've talked about that a bit before. It's just fantastic. So this is one of the actual rare cases, though, where I am personally familiar with both sides of this crossover. Wolf's asking if this is a comic or a new movie. This is a comic, kind of. It's a manga. So, Deadpool has a his own manga series, because Deadpool's got an everything series, because Deadpool is fantastic, called Deadpool Samurai, and that's where the crossover event happens. So it is considered a Marvel comic, as from what I understand. But yeah, I think it's super fun. I'm the only one who seems super excited about this, so that's okay. I'm just really happy that I recognize the characters. Alright, next topic. Things are heating up in the Wheel of Fortune fandom. So this ties into my previous statement that anybody can be a nerd about anything, and far more people are nerds than they realize. I didn't know Wheel of Fortune had such a heated fandom. Like, people are getting serious about this, right? A contestant on Wheel of Fortune lost due to a technicality, and fans are legitimately upset about it. I did not know Wheel of Fortune was that ruthless. Of course, I'm familiar with it to some extent. I've seen it before. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a huge fan. I don't necessarily watch it regularly, but I'm fascinated by this because, a contestant on the game show missed a question on a technicality, ultimately losing the game. And, yeah, people are getting really, really worked up about it. So, the contestant named David Pedersen solved a fish-themed crossword puzzle question correctly, but was told his answer was incorrect, according to Yahoo Entertainment. This is where it was reported originally, because he added an "and" to his otherwise accurate answer of sole, flounder, cod, and catfish. So in a video, the host, Pat, can be heard reminding Pedersen, say everything, don't add anything, since Wheel of Fortune's rules state that players cannot add any words to their answers. As USA Today reports, another contestant then won the question by giving the same answer without the "and." Pedersen still did walk away with $1,000, according to Yahoo, but come on. I would be crushed. But at the same time, I definitely see both sides of this. Like, yes, it's a technicality, but it is part of the rules. You know, it's interesting, like I said, how worked up people are getting about this. Because it's like, it's a ridiculous technicality. Especially because it's kind of proper English, right? In a way. I don't know. Apparently this is not the first time that this particular finicky rule has cost a Wheel of Fortune player some money. A similar mistake was made in 2019. And fans are currently in a hot debate on social media. In a thread on the Wheel of Fortune subreddit, can I just take a second to appreciate the fact that there is a Wheel of Fortune subreddit? I mean, frankly, there's a subreddit for everything, but I didn't see that coming. Some people adamantly feel like this rule needs to go. Others point out that not only is it a clear rule, but that the host even warns the contestants about it before they answer. Others are feeling that this reminder is a clear signal that the rule is silly, because if it's that hard to remember that rule, it's not a very good rule. Things are also heating up on Twitter. The Wheel of Fortune hashtag, again, this is real. Wheel of Fortune subreddit, Wheel of Fortune hashtag. These fans are going crazy. It's absolutely alight with spirited, complex debate. Again, I'm not joking. Not being facetious. That's a fun word. Apparently, so even Jeopardy has relaxed some of its strictness about the answer as a question format. So a post on that show's site from 2016 states that if a contestant gives a response to a non-daily double clue in the Jeopardy round that is not in the form of a question, Alex will give them a reminder. However, if a contestant forgets their phrasing in double Jeopardy round during Final Jeopardy or for any daily double clue, they will be ruled as incorrect. So that, I feel like, is Jeopardy's version of a similar rule, and there's a little bit of leeway, probably because fans got worked up about it. Though the leeway almost makes it more complicated and harder to remember, so it's still best if you just kind of stick hardcore to the rule, but there's a little bit more leeway if you kind of slip up a little bit, because hey, we're humans. It happens. Our brains sometimes word words differently than English words, and or other languages. I just English because that's what I was born wording. Y'all catch my drift there? Anyways, at least the Jeopardy rule accounts for the fact that the human brain is, you know, doing a billion things at once. And sometimes it can't word properly on live things. Gosh, see? Exhibit A. Slash further evidence that I would suck on a game show like Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy. I mean, in the end, like I said, Pedersen at least got the $1,000. Hopefully he treats himself with the prize money. Maybe gets a comeback. Gets to try again. Silly says he should have said, what is sole, flounder, cod, and catfish? Yeah, that's accurate. Just mix them all up. That's an interesting thing, though. I learned several things through this particular topic. I learned that Wheel of Fortune has a very, very fiery fan base. And I learned that they're sticklers for the word and, because it's considered part of your answer. And so if it's not in the actual answer, you're wrong. Just crazy, because that's how brains list things. Anyways, yeah, fans are irked. I'm fascinated, learning new things. Moving right along. Next up, Xbox Series X fridge. Let's chat about that for a minute. Guys, I'm so good at transitions. All right, so in case you weren't aware of the situation, the Xbox Series X refrigerator became an actual thing. It was born from memes making fun of the console's fridge-like look. So in case you missed your chance to win the actual refrigerator, good news for you, there might very soon be another way to get your hands on a Series X-shaped cooling appliance in the near future. So to help Xbox defeat Skittles in the final round of Twitter's inaugural Best of Tweets brand bracket, yes, there's the hashtag Best of Tweets brand bracket competition. That happens. Xbox marketing boss Aaron Greenberg promised that if Xbox won, Microsoft would make actual Xbox Series X mini fridges. That promise seems to be just enough to have given Xbox the edge, because Xbox indeed defeated Skittles Friday morning with a 50.5% of the vote. So, very narrow margin there, but just enough to push them over the edge. And it's seeming like Microsoft is making good on its promise. As Greenberg is quoted as saying, we will move forward on our promise to make those Xbox Series X mini fridges, in a tweet that came out just 3 minutes after the poll results came through. Skittles will get the first one, which is kind of phenomenal. For those worried that this is an elaborate April Fool's prank, that's apparently not the case. Greenberg said the mini fridge promise was not an April Fool's joke, not clickbait. This was confirmed on Thursday evening. He seems like he's serious. Granted, all we know right now, in the immediate aftermath of Xbox's win, is that Microsoft intends to put the fridges into production sometime this year. So, still fairly vague. Though, frankly, if he was that prepared to jump in with that promise, this might have been in the works for a while. Who knows? Greenberg has not specified how many fridges the company will make, if this is going to be like a launch of a product that will be ongoing, or if this will be a limited edition thing. We don't yet know if you're going to be able to buy one, when you'll be able to buy one, how, or even if, like I said, maybe it'll just be giveaways, kind of like the full-size fridge was. Microsoft, just throwing this out there, if you are looking to give a fridge away, or, 3 or more, we at Devious Eye Entertainment are loyal fans and always have our DMs open. Just throwing that out there. Silly says, I feel like the exec saw they might lose, didn't clear with his boss, and just really hope they'd back him if he won. I don't know. I feel like it's one of the two. It's either something that, like I said, was probably in the works or had been pitched or thrown around before at least. Or it could be. Maybe it was just thrown out there. But I feel like, I don't know. They're backing him. They seem to be backing him in full. There was no hesitation. Like I said, 3 minutes after they won, he confirmed that it was happening. So I almost feel like it was a bit of a marketing, I don't want to call it a ploy, because if it's real, it's real. It's not a ploy, but it's effective. Yeah, I almost feel like it's just a really effective marketing tool to time it that way. But who knows? I'm not privy to the behind the scenes conversations at Microsoft. Though again, Microsoft, some of us could use a mini fridge. Just throwing that out there. If they're doing giveaways, who knows? Obviously, because I love food and random products like this, as there are updates on this situation, I will be updating y'all. So when we actually know if you can buy them, or like I said, if it's a giveaway, or what the details of buying and or the giveaway are, yeah, that's English, then I will relay that information onto you. I adore living in a time where just the most random thing can become a meme and any meme can become reality. It's just phenomenal. Alright, moving right along. Another topic. Summer Game Fest 2021 is returning with Day of the Devs. That's a fantastic name. So Summer Game Fest has officially announced its first event returning for 2021, which is Day of the Devs. Historically, Day of the Devs is an indie games showcase produced by Double Fine Productions and I Am 8-Bit. Last year, in light of the pandemic, it was run as a digital event in June and again in July as part of Geoff Keighley's 4-month-long Summer Game Fest, and included a number of gameplay trailers and announcements for indie titles like Sky, Children of the Light, Drake Hollow, and Sea of Stars, amongst others. This year's showcase returns in a digital format once again, though this time the announcement specifies that both indie and AAA games will be involved, as well as some video game musical performances. So last year, if you mixed it, we got a Bugsnax concert. Looking forward to what they come up with for this year. So far, this is the first and only event on the calendar for the Summer Game Fest, which is planned broadly for summer of 2021. It's beginning in June. Though the official Twitter has indicated this year's is likely to be a bit condensed from last year. Unlike 2020, E3 is also in the cards for the summer, but is remaining firmly as a digital event. So we'll be sure to update you with more info once there's an official date, once more plans come out. Yeah. Super exciting stuff. We've been doing our best to keep up with different conventions, different events, all of these things that people have been looking forward to that are kind of yearly things that are up in the air a bit because of, pandemic. But yeah, there's exciting stuff in the works. It's just looking a little bit different. But we got a confirmed Day of the Devs coming up. I feel like I was gonna say something else that was like related to the topic, but it's gone. That's okay. Silly says, anything you dream can become a meme. That is very, very true. The age of the internet, man. What a time to be alive. I love it. That's it. That's all I have for today. On today's episode of eSpot Live for Newsy Stuffs. Thank you guys so much for joining. As always, thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you for all of the bits and the subs and the gifts. Psst, you gotta hydrate. I gotta hydrate. Oh, I do. Thank you for the heads up. I don't know why I missed those. I've got the chat up. Here. I've got to hydrate twice now. I've got the chat up in two places, and one place shows me the, like, the bits and redemptions, and one place doesn't, so sometimes I miss them. Feel free at any time to call me out if I accidentally miss one of those, because y'all are redeeming bits and stuff. And I like staying hydrated. No, there's still a little bit left. Anyways, thank you! I'm like, where was I? I was thanking you guys. Thank you for all of the interaction, for all of the chats, and, yeah, all of us here at DVSI Entertainment are so grateful for your continued support. Check us out on social media if you haven't. We're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. You get to see, if you follow us, you'll see more of me. Yay. I stream eSpot Live twice a week, every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 3 p.m. if you live on the other coast. I don't necessarily have anything specific to pitch, so I'm gonna go ahead and pitch my own channel, or hype my own channel, I suppose. I very recently launched a gaming stream. I've been doing eSpot Live for a while now, and a lot of the news that I get to talk about is related to video games, and I didn't grow up playing video games, so I know nothing about them. And I decided to remedy that situation. So I am learning how to play video games. Straight up, like, learning how to move and all of that. I knew nothing. I'm starting from ground zero. On my channel called Elevated on Twitch. I'll go ahead and type that in here. Oh! Panda beat me to it. Shout out, Elevated. Yay! I'm starting to stream on Fridays. Because why not? Right now it's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. the other coast. And we're having a lot of fun. I'm working my way through Portal to start with. I'm open to suggestions. Everything on that channel is up for, not debate, but, like, feedback. There we go. I'm still working things out. The first video, I actually launched it last Friday. The first video did not save, but I figured out how to make it save, so the next video will, so you can check it out. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Follow us on social media. Follow Elevated. If you're interested in watching me butcher my way through Portal. I will be back here on the DVSI channel Thursday, 6 p.m. In the meantime, I really hope you guys have a fantastic week. Make sure that you're staying happy and healthy and hydrated as always. And, of course, stay devious.